Hello students, welcome back to the channel. This is regarding animal tissue. We have already completed the plant tissue. This is animal tissue part. The animal tissue are four main types: epithelial, connective, muscular and nervous. Epithelial, these are present on the surface. The word thelium means a cellular layer and epi means above. So these are epithelial cells. Epithelial cells are usually make the four important types of tissues. One is squamous epithelium, one is cuboidal epithelium, one is columnar epithelium and another is stratified epithelium. This is the squamous epithelium. Basically all epithelial tissues have one thing in common. They have a basement membrane which is non-cellular part of the cells. Non-cellular part, remember, the basement membrane is a non-cellular part. Now these cells are arranged in such a way in a squamous epithelium that they appear like the pavement of the street. So they are also known as pavement epithelium or tessellated epithelium. Next comes cuboidal epithelium. The cuboidal epithelium are cube-like in appearance. Their length, breadth and height are almost equal. You can see over here. The third one is columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium like tall pillar-like cells. And the fourth is stratified epithelium. Strata, the word strata means, what is the meaning of strata? Strata means layer. Layers. They are multi-layered cells, so they are called strata or layers. Now coming to each of them separately, so let us do it in this way. Epithelial tissue, they are composed of cells laid out in sheets with strong cell-to-cell attachments. Their one surface is oriented towards the surface of the body cavity or external environment, and the other end is joined to the basement membrane. Just now I told you the basement membrane is a non-cellular part. Remember this. All others are cells except the basement membrane. So here the basement membrane, here is the basement membrane, here is the basement membrane, here also one basement membrane in stratified epithelium. Only one. Now coming to simple squamous epithelium. They are pavement-like flattened cells. Pavement-like flattened cells. Where are they located? They are located in the air sacs of lungs, the linings of the heart, pericardium, present in the blood vessels and lymphatic vessels. Now coming to their function. Every epithelial cell has a common function, that is protection. Whether you write it or not, the common function is protection. It protects the inner parts of the body. So protection is the main function. They allow materials to pass through by diffusion and filtration. So these are all about squamous epithelium. Now practically, if somebody asks you where the squamous epithelium are present, you can say it is present in the mouth itself. We can scratch out the mouth cells, the facial cells, and we can find out squamous epithelium. Coming to cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal means cube-like. You have heard about cube. Cube means length, breadth and height are almost equal to each other. They are also having similar type of nucleus as the simple squamous epithelium. They are having a centrally located nucleus. Their location, they are present in the lumen of collecting ducts of kidneys. They are present in the thyroid follicles. They are present in tubular parts of nephrons of the kidneys. They are present in ducts of glands and walls of respiratory bronchioles. Coming to their functions. Their function is absorption of substances, secretion of enzymes, secretion of mucus, secretion of hormones, etc. Many secretions. And the third function is excretion. Excretion means throwing out the bad substances from the body. Coming to the third one, columnar epithelium, they are long pillar-like. Again coming back to the structure, long pillar-like structures. They may contain cilia on their head. Cilia means the small hair-like processes. This may be present there. This is cilia. They may have certain glands like this. These glands, whenever these are filled with, they throw out their products. These are glands. Or they may have sensory neurons, the sensory nerves. These are nerve endings. So this is all about it. They may contain cilia, they may contain a gland, or may contain nerve endings. Long pillar-like tall cells with basally located round or oval nucleus. Look at their nucleus. The round or oval, basally located, means not in the center, they are basally located, a long oval or round nucleus. They may have oval or round nucleus. Basally located round or oval nucleus. They may bear glands or cilia or neurons or nerves. Where are they located? They are located in most parts of our digestive tract, means from stomach to the anus. They are located in the gallbladder. They are located in the excretory ducts. They are located in small bronchioles of our lungs. They are located in the uterine tubes, the tubes within uterus of female reproductive system. They are located in the goblet cells. Goblet cells means these are certain glandular cells in the intestine from where they secrete mucus. Main function, the secretion of mucus and enzymes, and protection is of course its function. So mucus is used for preventing the other substances from tearing out our alimentary canal. Enzymes, there are many enzymes. When you study the digestive system, you will study many enzymes over here. And protection is the main function of all the epithelial cells. Coming to last part, stratified epithelium, they contain multiple layers of cells, as I told you, multiple layers, but only one basement membrane. Remember, the cells may be multiple layered, but there is a single basement membrane. These cells can be squamous or cuboidal or columnar, can be of any types. So you can call it squamous stratified epithelium, or stratified cuboidal epithelium, or stratified columnar epithelium. They contain only a single basement membrane. Locations, they are located in the esophagus of our digestive system, in the mouth, in the sweat glands, in the mammary glands, in the urethra. Their functions. Protection is again the function. Protection against physical and chemical wear and tear. Now coming to connective tissue. After epithelial, there is a connective tissue. Connective tissue are of the following 5 types mainly: areolar tissue, adipose tissue, fibrous connective tissue, skeletal connective tissue, and fluid connective tissue. Now this word is catching word, connective. Connective tissue means the tissue that connects all the body organs and organ systems of our body. Now areolar tissue consists of, there are many cells, many different types of cells present in areolar tissue. They may be fibroblast cells. The fibroblast cells form the fibers. See the fibers over here. They may contain adipocyte cells forming fat tissue. They may contain mast cells which secrete histamine, heparin, etc. They contain yellow fibers, they contain white fibers, they contain reticular tissue, reticular cells, which contain the reticular fibers, and the macrophage. Macrophage means large cells having amoebic property, amoeboid properties. They digest the bacteria. Adipose tissue. Adipose tissue, they are mainly filled with fat globules. Our body fat mainly consists of adipose tissue. They are present in the subcutaneous region of the skin, under the dermis of the skin. The skin has two layers, the epidermis and the dermis. It is below the dermis layer of the skin. These are adipokines, which are of the following types. You don't need to know about all this. Then coming to fibrous connective tissue. They are produced from fibroblast cells. They are made up of water and polysaccharides. They are of basically two types, tendons and ligaments, means white fibers and yellow fibers. Tendons connect muscle to bones, made up mainly of collagen, white fibers. And ligaments also are made up of tendons, but basically they are modified elastic connective tissue. They connect bones to other bones. Tendon connect muscles to bones. You can see the difference. So they are basically yellow fibers. White fibers are also there, but more of yellow fibers are there. They are modified elastic connective tissue. Now you can see one leg being shown here. These are the two bones, this one and this one. These two bones are connected by ligament over here in between these. And this is the muscle and this is the bone. In between the muscle and the bone you can see the tendon. The tendon joins bone to muscle and ligament joins bones to bones. Is it clear? Coming to skeletal connective tissue. The skeletal connective tissue are of two types, bone and cartilage. The bones are hard and rigid, but cartilages are soft and elastic. They are hard and rigid, cartilages are soft and elastic. The bones make the supportive framework of our body. They are made from osteocytes and osteoblast cells, and cartilages are made from chondroblast cells. These are the differences. If you are asked to write the differences between bone and cartilage, you can write like this. The bone is hard, cartilage is soft. The bone is rigid, cartilage is elastic. The bones are made from osteocytes and osteoblasts. Cartilages are made from chondroblasts or chondrocytes. Chondrus means cartilage and osteon means bone. So all the basic bones of our body are this, and cartilages are present in our ear pinna, in our windpipe, and in between the vertebral column of our body. Now there is fluid connective tissue. They are of two types, blood and lymph. The blood and lymph and blood both are fluid. They also connect our parts of the body. Lymph is a clear watery fluid and blood is reddish fluid in the body. The blood is mainly made up of red blood corpuscles, white blood corpuscles and platelets, whereas lymph is made up only of some of the white blood corpuscles of our body. The lymph vessels are much smaller than the blood vessels, and the lymph reaches to those parts of the body to provide oxygen where even blood cannot reach. So that's all about epithelial and connective tissue. So do read the lessons properly. Thank you.